from my left, further on. First we have our brand new assembly member, Rebecca Seawright. Our councilman, Ben Kallos. State Senator Jose Serrano. Our Borough President, Gale Brewer. And our U.S. Senator Carolyn Maloney is on her way. And I'd also like to acknowledge that Congresswoman, I'm sorry, what did I say? You know, age, what can I tell you? I get that excuse. But I'd also like to acknowledge someone who's here with us this evening, and I know we all appreciate her presence here, and that's Charlene and Delicato, the President of the Board. Without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to the person who inspired this meeting, and that is our brand new assembly person, Rebecca Seawright, who has a special announcement for us.
Thank you, Joyce, and welcome everyone. Thank you for having me here on Roosevelt Island. It's so exciting to be your new assemblywoman, and every single day I get people walking into my storefront office on First Avenue, calling and emailing from Roosevelt Island, and it's just been a pleasure to fight on your behalf and work on the issues that are so important to you. And I have a very special announcement to make. Just yesterday, driving home from Albany, I received a phone call from the governor's office, from the Secretary of the Governor, Bill Mulrow, and I want to read you an email that I got about the public purpose funds, because this is a very good announcement. And Charlene and Delicato, where are you? Just stand up.
I am standing up.
If I can find this email. And then we're going to turn the program over to Gale Brewer, because she's on a tight schedule, and Councilman Kallos and Senator Serrano and Congresswoman Maloney is on her way. Well, I'm going to tell you the gist of the email. It's not coming up. Basically, it's going to be placed on the agenda at the next board meeting of REOC to advance the money for the special projects. And thank you, Charlene. Thank you to the governor's office for being so accessible. And thank you to the people for having a loud voice on how important this issue is to you on the island. Yes.
Yes, that is quite correct. We will look at it on the agenda if in fact that, I'm sure it is. But there is a...
Okay. Charlene, do you want to use the microphone? Yes. I'm happy to read the email.
No, you said it perfectly.
Right.
That's absolutely right. But there is a step in there that... There is a step in there that there's a ranking and rating by RERA. Is that not correct?
Yes.
And we have not done that yet? So my recommendation is that what will be on the board is that the rating and ranking will be done, and hopefully we can do it in June, and then place it on the
Is it just
it was perfectly
yeah,
right.
Yeah. So as discussed, REOC is very committed to these public purpose funds. To that end, the REOC staff will advance the specific projects for board approval at the next REOC board meeting. And I'm going to be at that meeting. I'm sure some of our other elected officials were. And, again, I want to congratulate you for speaking up and being persistent, because persistence pays off. And I want to thank REOC, Charlene, and the governor's office for being so accessible on this issue. Sherry? We're going to take questions, but I need you to put it on an index card and turn it over to Joyce.
This is apropos of this announcement. Is this only for this year, or is this something that is now going to
I am introducing legislation, and I've gotten a commitment from Chairman Brennan of the Corporations and Authorities Office to do some plug-in legislation that's going to clarify this and solve the problem, so this won't come up year after year. And I believe we have that legislation here tonight that on the table that we're giving out.
Is it going to be the same dollar level?
I can't commit to the dollar level. I'm happy that my office has recently funded $47,000 to Roosevelt Island in grant money, and very excited to provide that for various nonprofits here on the island. And thank you. Yes, we're going to do Q&A at the end, so so I encourage all of you to fill out your index card. And now, because our electeds are on a tight time schedule, I'm going to turn it over to our fabulous Manhattan Borough President, Gale Brewer, for his remarks.
Thank you very much. I love town halls and I love being here, and I thank you for all the work that you do on a regular basis. I'm going to just talk a little bit about what our office is doing. It's more general, but certainly the issue of community boards is important, and I know that we would love to have more appointments from Roosevelt Island on Community Board number 8. We have some, and we would love more. And the reason I say that is we take this process very seriously in the Manhattan Borough President's Office. We have 12 community boards in Manhattan, and I know that Board 8 is really important. I think there's a chair and members who are very dedicated to making this a good board. So we have interviewed personally for all 12 boards 722 people, and then we made 90 new appointments. And we did it in a way with focus groups and looking at their applications and doing it with an independent screening panel. So it wasn't Gale Brewer deciding, it was people who look and listen and participate in the process. So we want you to be part of the community board process. We also have, in spring 2015, and thanks to Jesus Perez from our office, we have a whole bunch of flyers on leadership development series. It's all free at 1 Center Street, and the topics open to the public. Community board members, yes, but everyone else also, on landmarks, on open data and technology, on land use and zoning, on budget processes, on all the ways that you do utilize planning tools specifically, on conflict of interest and ethics, parliamentary procedure, which is relevant to the community boards and anything else, and on equal employment opportunities and diversity. These are all done by professionals, and you are welcome to join us. We would love to have you. I say that because we all need to have our information updated. Second thing I want to mention is something that is dear to my heart. Some adults don't like it, but we did manage to get a law passed thanks to the state officials here, and thanks to your council member, stating that 16 and 17-year-olds could be on community boards. Actually, there is one on Board 8. And the advantage is that these young people, I have to be honest with you, most of them could circles around me, the ones who applied. We have 35 applicants for our 12 boards, and we picked 6 unbelievable young people. And the ones who were not able to get on just because of space or whatnot are going to be part of a very special charter-mandated youth council for the Borough of Manhattan. Young people from Roosevelt Island are welcome to participate. There will be the kinds of in-depth trainings that I just described for community board members for them also. So it is exciting, and young people are now making decisions on the community board. And I want to thank everybody, particularly the elected officials who are here, making that possible. It's a big deal. One other item is I do like you spend a lot of time in the schools, and between technology and the arts, those are 2 topics that I feel very strongly about, whether it's STEM or STEAM, pick your choice. I always add A to the STEAM because I believe in the arts as much as I believe in the sciences. So on a regular basis, you could let us know if you're interested. We have all the principals in the city of Manhattan, the Borough of Manhattan, and all of the arts organizations. We have one coming up like that on May 27th. Or we have recently all the principals of Manhattan and all the groups working on technology. And the way that they work together is important because often the principals don't know. So I just want to say you're welcome to join us for any of those. We in the Borough President's Office work on land use, as you know, appointments, and we obviously give out capital money. We're not able to announce yet because we're still waiting for the final budget numbers to come in, but we will try to be as good to the wonderful community of Roosevelt Island as possible. I think we'll join some of your other elected officials here in trying to support some of the projects that you care about. Christina Delfico keeps us right up to date on what needs to be done. So thank you, Christina, very, very much. And this finally, just something really small, but not relevant specifically, but I'm a big believer in accessibility. So on 125th Street, the borough presidents in the past have always had an office upstairs in an office building. But we opened last week a storefront office. We had 1,000 people at the opening. 1,000 people showed up. We had enough food. And it's a situation where people can walk in 7 days a week and get whatever services they need. We're going to be working with tourism, etc. I just say that because that's kind of the ethos of our office, and I know it's yours also. Not relevant specifically, but something that I know that you appreciate. I appreciate also that there's ADA here, and I thank you very much for making that possible. That's also another, our district office is 100% accessible, and everything that I do, I will not even have a meeting in any place that's not accessible. I've always made that commitment, and I will always do that. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for allowing me to join you here today.